Let's take a look at problem number 1. It says solve by factoring. This is on my tablet. There it is. Try it again. And just to refresh your memory, we get something called a zero factor property. Some books call this a zero product principle. Seems like every book has a little variation on it. This says if you got something times something else, then something times something else equals 0, then you can set each factor equal to 0. Now what this name says, 0, says you have to get 0 on one side. Factor says then factor the other side, and then you set each factor equal to 0. So for this problem, we got 2x squared plus 3x equals negative 1. Well, zero factor property says you have to get 0 on one side. So first thing I'm going to do is take that negative 1 and move it to the left side. So we got a blind person. That's 2x squared, not 2x to the third. Okay, 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 equals 0. Now to factor this, we have x squared, x, no x, and a number before x squared. This is the key number. We take the number at the beginning times the number at the end, ignoring signs. So I take 2 times 1, gives us 2. And we're going to write down all the products, give us 2. 1 times 2 this is an easy one. In the S column, we add those two numbers together. 1 plus 2 is 3. In the difference column, we subtract them. 2 minus 1 is 1. Now the number we're looking for is a number in our middle term, which is 3, which is right here, which means we'll use 1 and 2. And what we do with that is we rewrite our middle term using those two numbers. Now our larger number, which is the 2, is always going to be the same sign as the middle term, which is positive. Now if the number you circles in the S column, S for same signs, are either both positive or both negative. Well, since the 2 is positive, then that means the 1 will be positive. And then we factor by grouping. First group has a 2x in common, and that gives me an x plus 1. Second group has nothing in common, but you always want to factor something out, so I'll factor out a 1. And that leaves us x plus 1. Well, now they both have an x plus 1 in common, and you can cross these out to see what goes in your second set of parentheses, which would be 2x plus 1. Well, zero factor property. You get 0 on this side, you factor the other side, you can now set each factor equal to 0. So I'll set x plus 1 equal to 0 and 2x plus 1 equal to 0. Well, on this one I take the 1 over, it becomes a negative 1. This one I take the 1 over, it becomes a negative 1. And then divide both sides by 2. And those 2's cancel. And we got x is equal to negative 1/2. Negative 1, negative 1/2. Looks like A would be our answer. Let's check that. 1A. And it checks.